Okay, before I start, anybody else out there feeling totally exhausted the last couple of days? Whew, I cannot get my act together. Anyway, I felt inspired to do this video because I was inspired by the universe. And while I love doing the readings I've been doing, um, they're not applicable to everybody. And I really want it. And by the way, I do personal readings, just letting you know. I know I'm going to get a website eventually. But yeah, so I've been doing, regular readings about spiritual teachers or whatever, and also personal readings. But I've been really longing to do something that a type of reading that is informative and helpful for what is currently going on the planet, because I've been feeling it too. It's like, oh my God, I don't know how much more of this heaviness and chaos and like what is going on? Is it really true that we're rising in frequency? Is it all really true? I gotta know. And if I gotta know, and are we actually making progress? Will we make all those questions. And of course, I could do like a predictive thing. Uh, and I don't know, it felt a little sleazy because I feel like they're kind of like clickbait. Although I love to do predictive stuff, but I wanted it to be a little bit more informative. So I asked for inspiration, and what I got was, yeah, first of all, um, I could talk about the different, or what I received was there the different stages of the freeing of humanity on this planet and where we are and what types of things, predictive things that may happen during those particular stages. And I thought, oh, this is wonderful. Wait, let me start. Anyway, so yeah, I know I'm just rambling on. So let me just start. And this is like the foundation, and I'll talk briefly about stage one, freeing of humanity in this video, and then I'll do two and three and continue on. So what I got was there's basically six definable different stages. We are currently in stage two. And yeah, and each stage appears to last about a year and a half to 2 years, I think. That's what I got. Anyway, so I had to do and also what I learned, I always ask, am I able to do predictive questions? Because predictive stuff is like 50-50, the timelines are everything's always changing. And what I got a couple of times is that right now I feel like, and what I got was the timelines are settling in and they're pretty well determined, except for some maybe anomalies, so that people who are tapping in do seem to be uh, the timelines are matching, or they're stable, and you can really kind of tap into what is coming, because it's like everything is converging. I guess that would be a better way of saying it. Okay, so I just started off with basic question and answer to set the foundation for my questioning. So, of course, my first question is, is Earth moving out of a dark age and into a lighter age? And of course, I got a yes, but that was the night before, and I started again this morning. So here we go. I'll make this quick. First of all, the premise is, are we really a controlled and prison planet? Now, I've asked that question several times in the past, and I've always gotten a yes, but I had to ask again to make sure that my premise for the following questions was correct. So once again, I got a yes. Is Earth rising in frequency? Yes. Is humanity's consciousness rising in frequency? Yes. Are the controllers, that's just the word I'm going to use, controllers also rising in consciousness? Yes. Are the controllers fighting the rising of consciousness in themselves and within us? Yes. Will the controllers, will they or can they, will they be able to block or delay the rise of consciousness? No. Will the controllers, I'm just giving you a little predictive stuff of what or intuitive stuff that I got. Will the controllers stay and evolve? No. Well, I just had to ask. Will the controllers leave Earth? No. Will they stay and live in the lower dimensions? Yes. Will some of humanity go with the controllers? No. Okay. So is there going to be like a, and that was a no, but I asked this again. I just asked kind of a different way. Are there going to be like two Earths? People talk about two Earths, and perhaps I think I've heard somebody say it already happened. And I got a no. And I said, "Oh, is it going to be a unified Earth? All of humanity is unified?" Yes. Okay. So we have that kind of set. That's our stage. And from now until we have an actual freeing and unified humanity, what I got is a time span of about 15 years. Yes. And right now, let's see, we're in stage 2, but I'll talk about that in the next video. I also got, this is a little predictive that I got a couple, anyway, I asked a couple of times, and DJT ends his physical life on Earth, if you know who I'm talking about, around the first half of 2028. I just thought I'd throw that in there. That was my one predictive thing. Not that I'm anyway. Okay, so now I'm going to describe stage 1 of, I guess it's more like the evolution of humanity. And stage 1 is correlated to anybody out there who is a Gene Keys person, is related to the gene key, the codon rings of life and death and matter. And stage 1, which is what we just kind of came out of, is all about physical reality. You know, the physical matter, living and dying, creating, destroying, being in form, what it's like to create, live, die, learning about DNA, discovering our fears, playing in the being unconscious and just playing, all this stuff, really foundational human unconscious stuff. But it was also the development of the human psyche, where we learn about our physical bodies, DNA, how it's affected by the environment and nature and blah, blah, blah. Emotion and our emotional and mental bodies have developed so that we have now moved into stage 2 of our evolution and the stage 2 part of freeing of humanity, which is really very interesting. Yep. So I will end this. I'm trying to make the video shorter. So that's all for this right now. Part 1, the freeing of humanity. Okay, till next one.